Her name was Anna, and she was a prophetess. She spent her old age in the temple in Jerusalem, and when the Messiah was carried in as an infant, she recognized him. The priests who ran the place did not. She did. History barely remembered her name. This is the prophetess the temple forgot. To understand her, you have to stand in the place she nearly lived. The temple in Jerusalem, rebuilt in white stone and gold by Herod the Great, vast, crowded, loud with ritual and trade and the smoke of sacrifice. It was the largest religious structure in the ancient world, and it was the center of a nation's life. Pilgrims climbed to it from every corner of the empire. Priests moved through it in rotation, day and night. It was the beating heart of a people, and the measure of everything they had lost. Because this was a people under occupation, Rome held the land. A Roman governor could appoint and depose the high priest. Roman soldiers watched the temple courts from the fortress that overlooked them. And so the temple was not only a place of worship, it was a place of ache, the one thing that was still theirs, standing in the middle of a kingdom that was not. That is why Luke keeps using a particular word. He says, "There were people waiting for the redemption of Jerusalem." That phrase carried weight. It meant more than personal comfort. It meant the hope that God would act, would send the promised one, would set his people free and make the nation whole again. A whole generation was living in that expectation, leaning toward a rescue that had not come. Anna was one of them. She had been waiting her entire life, and she waited from a very particular place. Anna spent her days in that temple, but not at its center. The temple was built in rings, and how far in you could go depended on who you were. Gentiles to the outer court, Israelite men further in, the priests alone to the heart of it. And the women? The women could come only as far as the court of the women, a great colonnaded square close to the sanctuary, but never inside it. That is where Anna stood, day after day, year after year, as near to the holy place as a woman was permitted to come, and no nearer. She stood, in every sense, at the edge of the institution, and yet Luke gives her a title he hands to almost no woman in all of Scripture. He calls her a prophetess. In the whole of the Bible, you can count the named prophetesses nearly on one hand. Miriam, Deborah, Huldah, a few others across many centuries. It is one of the rarest designations a woman receives in the text. And now, at the opening of the gospel, it belongs to an old widow standing in the outer court. Luke even tells us her lineage, daughter of Phanuel, of the tribe of Asher. That detail is easy to pass over, and it should not be. Asher was one of the northern tribes, swept away generations before, when Assyria conquered the north and scattered its people until they faded from history. The lost tribes, they came to be called. And here, centuries later, is a daughter of one of them. Her tribe remembered, her faith intact, still keeping vigil in the temple in Jerusalem. A woman the world had every reason to overlook. Old, widowed, female, from a tribe that had all but vanished. And she is the one Luke stops to name. Luke does something unusual with Anna. He does not give us a scene. He gives us a life. She had married young and lived with her husband 7 years. Then he died. And what Luke tells us next is the shape of everything that followed. She was a widow, the text says, for 84 years. Here the Greek leaves us a genuine question, and honesty requires naming it. It can mean she had been a widow for 84 years, which would make her well over 100, or that she was, by then, a widow of 84 years of age. Careful readers have gone both ways, and the text does not settle it. But either way, the meaning is the same. Decades. A widowhood measured not in years, but in lifetimes. And how did she spend them? Luke says she did not depart from the temple, worshiping with fasting and prayer night and day. Not that she lived inside the sanctuary. Women did not. but that she was there so constantly, so faithfully, that the temple was simply where she was. Morning and evening, season after season, decade after decade, an entire life of waiting with nothing recorded to show for it. No prophecy quoted, no moment of glory. Just an old woman praying in a place that had long since stopped noticing her, until one hour. A young couple came up to the temple to do what the law required for a firstborn son, an ordinary dedication, one of many that day. They were poor. Their offering was the offering of the poor. Nothing marked them out. But Luke has already told us about another old soul in the temple that day, a man named Simeon, who had been promised he would not die before he saw the Lord's Messiah. Simeon took the child in his arms and blessed God. Luke gives us his words in full. And then, at that very hour, Anna came up. After a lifetime in that temple, she arrived at exactly the moment it mattered. And she knew. In an ordinary infant, in a poor family's arms, at a routine ceremony the priest processed 100 times a week, she recognized who he was. The establishment ran the temple. They performed the rite. They did not see. She saw. That is the whole of it. She already knew. And here Luke does something worth noticing. He tells us that Anna gave thanks to God and that she spoke of the child to all who were waiting for the redemption of Jerusalem. But he does not tell us what she said. Simeon he quotes. Anna he does not. We are told that she spoke, that an old prophetess became a herald carrying the news outward to everyone still waiting. But her actual words, Luke leaves unwritten. Her message mattered enough to record that she gave it. The words themselves we do not have. It would be easy to invent them. We won't. The silence is hers. So ask the question the passage seems to invite. Why does Luke stop at the very opening of his gospel to give 3 whole verses to an old widow that history would forget? Because of all the gospel writers, Luke is the one who keeps handing the recognition of Jesus to women. And here, at the beginning, he gives it to her. Simeon and Anna, an old man and an old woman, the 2 witnesses who name the child for who he is. She is not a footnote to Simeon. She is the other half of the testimony. There may be an older echo here too. Anna is simply the Greek form of the name Hannah, the woman in the Hebrew scriptures who prayed in the sanctuary and was answered, whose story opens with longing and ends with a child given to God. Luke seems to want us to hear it. The temple forgot her. Its records do not keep her, but the gospel does. An old woman at the edge of the institution saw what its priests could not, and Luke wrote her down. She was written. Anna spent a lifetime waiting to be seen by God, and in 1 hour she saw God instead. There is another woman in these scriptures who knew what it was to be unseen, a slave alone in the wilderness, certain no one was watching, until she discovered she had been seen all along and gave God a name for it. The God who sees me. Her name was Hagar. Her story is next.